big picture, and we're looking at the meaningful task for Michelle is for her to be able to lift weights. She also can't push very well on the side, and we just look at what's going on. What I see is a shoulder girdle on the left side that is somewhat anteriorly tilted, and it's protracted, okay? If you turn sideways, I see that she's got somewhat of a head forward posture. She's standing, not bad, a little bit of an anterior pelvic sway, so her pelvis is a bit forward of her line of gravity, and that's what brings her thorax down and back. So she has what Vicki, who isn't with us this weekend, would classify as, I forget, but it's a sway pattern. Where's Greg? How would you classify this? Posterior. There you go, okay? All right, so we see some loading changes in her posture with response to loading. How important is any of that to help Michelle progress further in being able to lift weights, to manage her patients, et cetera, et cetera? Her meaningful task is lifting her arm to 90 degrees. So, and then lift this one, and this one feels heavier, right? Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna come down to her pelvis now. She's rotated a little bit in the transverse plane to the left. So I'm gonna neutralize that. I'm gonna pull her pelvis back a little bit out of that anterior sway. And then I have her reset her feet, march on the spot. And I haven't even looked if she's got control or not. I'm just going to assume she has, because this is a quick screening test, and I'm going to hug her SI joints together. That's force closure. Then I ask her to lift her left arm and back down. Lift your left arm, hold it there, and I let it go. And you can see it drop. So I already know the pelvis is a player here, but that's my judgment. That's not patient-centered. That's egocentric, clinician-driven. So I ask her, Michelle, better, worse, no change?
Better, much better.
Better, okay. March on the spot, give her her feet back, take away the ground reaction forces, give her body back. So all of the rings are important for the thorax. So literally what you want to do with your hands here is have them like this, so that they can span from 10 up to as far as you can reach. If you've got nice long hands, you're going to get up to 3. I get to about 10 to 4, okay, is what I can feel in the thorax. Imagine you have a hummingbird between your hands and the thorax. Don't kill the bird. This is listening touch. I'm not trying to pop a cherry. I am trying to feel and listen, okay? And what am I feeling for? Lift your arm and back down. And when she does that, I feel the middle of her thorax do this.
Yeah, I felt that.
Do this, okay? It translates sideways. Shouldn't do that. How is serratus going to work well? How is the biotensegrity going to work well if the platform is shifting all over the place? So I'm simply not going to let that happen. So I give a little bit of compression, a little bit of force closure, if you like, on the left side. Take your arm up to 90. Hold it there. And now I let it go. Better, worse, no change with it?
It was better.
Better?
It wasn't as good as the
Which one do you prefer, pelvis or
pelvis.
thorax? Pelvis. First the pelvis to the thorax. Shoulder girdle. So I'm going to try and take her shoulder girdle, and we're going to do these tests this afternoon, guys. Don't worry about how I'm doing them. You're going to learn them. So I want to take her into a posterior tilt, and I can't. That fascicle of serratus anterior, it will not eccentrically lengthen. So as I'm doing this, all I'm really doing is extending her thorax. I'm not really getting a good posterior tilt, but it's the best that I can do. I'm going to distract her clavicle a little bit to free up the manubrium. And then I ask her, lift your left arm to 90.
It's worse.
Worse. So your first impression at looking at Michelle is, oh, no wonder you have shoulder pain. Your shoulder's in a really bad position, blah, blah, blah. We need to really treat your shoulder. Her nervous system is saying, don't start there, please. Okay? So far she's saying pelvis, pelvis. So now, I'm just feeling her cranium, okay? Lift your left arm to 90. Go back down. It doesn't move. It doesn't, her head doesn't shift on her atlas. I don't feel anything moving at the top. She has a bit of a twist in her cranium, but nothing changes when she lifts her arm. Go again. And back down. So I'm feeling those transverse processes. I'm feeling the tissue over the transverse processes. If a cervical vertebra rotates or translates, it will change the density of the tissue as it moves into it, okay? And that's how we pick up a translation in the neck. So again, hummingbird touch, listening touch, which Gail and I are going to talk a lot about this weekend. Take your left arm to 90, and back down, and go again. And when she gets to about here, her C6 translates lateral. Something in her lower neck. Maybe it's 7, maybe it's 6. I don't worry about the number right now. I just want to know the body region I want to treat, okay? So I'm not going to let that happen. So I'm literally going to give her neck a little bit of tensegrity, a little bit of traction, and I'm going to support that lower part of her neck, and I'm not going to let it translate. I ask her to lift her arm to 90. And remember Brad talking about the reaction time, the quality. I don't have another hand to test the strength on this, but I can see right away just the quality of the movement is better. I like it, but it's not about me. Lift your arm to 90. Stay there. Then I let the correction go. Okay, and you see the change in her arm, and I ask her, better, worse, no change.
Worse. Oh, no, I'm sorry, much better.
Much
That was
better.
the best.
That's the best,
Yeah.
okay? She prefers her neck over the pelvis. I have three body regions that are probably a player here, but the priority order for me will be, let's go further into this neck and see what's going on, then see what the impact of that is on her pelvis, if it's still the next, then go to the shoulder. 1, 2, 3.
So what I felt like when you